and welcome to The Wrap, a quick look at the week that was. I'm Diana Dorahy. First up, a very warm welcome to our three guest hosts this month. Investor in Residence Zarmeen Pavri, General Partner at SDGX. Entrepreneur in Residence, Patty Hunt, the founder and director of Make Studios. And our very own Nicole Denholder, who is teaching the masterclass this month on crowdfunding. Now, she covers the key steps in the campaign process, including designing, running, and post-campaign actions, plus here lots of examples of successful campaigns. In funding news this week, JP Morgan has announced it's hit the halfway mark in its pledge to fund, or to lend rather, $10 billion to women small business owners. It's a phenomenal campaign, and it was announced last year. It's a 3-year program, and so far they've given away this $5 billion to help women grow and scale their businesses. My story of the week this week goes to the Q&A that we did with our investor in residence this month, Zarmeen Pavri, and her firm SDGX is a private UN Sustainable Development Goals, or SDG, technology funds management and advisory group. And Pavri says that before investing, they spend a long time working on what they call the human factor, inviting potential investees to go through a series of assessments to see where any attitude and approach gaps may exist. Reminding us that 60% of businesses fail in the first 3 years because of leadership and or management issues. So if your investor isn't asking you lots of questions about how you run your business, not necessarily from an operational point of view, but almost from a personality point of view, they may be failing you on the due diligence front. She also talked about successful business models like the platform strategy. The more users you add to your platform who then interact with others creates more value, which in turn creates a network effect, which can then be monetized. Think Facebook, if only. Plus, she gave this advice: figure out exactly what type of capital you need. She says that, there are 7+ types of capital available: financial, social, human, material, intellectual, cultural, network, or experiential capital. Which one is right for your business? Great advice. Thanks, Zarmeen. Plus, Entrepreneur magazine has published the next list in its 100 Most Powerful Women series. This time we get to meet female leaders from 47 different brands and businesses. Most of them, I'll warn you, are outside of APAC, but it's always refreshing and inspiring to read about women who've made it and discover new ideas that have been well funded. Interesting to read about those businesses which have significantly benefited during COVID too. There's Incredible Health, a platform for the fast and bias-free recruitment of nurses. Blue Land, this dissolvable eco-friendly cleaning tablet, which has gone gangbusters this year, and I guess a social networking app that we're all talking about and certainly have been on, House Party. I'm going to put the link in the newsroom. Have a read. My tip of the week this week comes from a piece entitled Why Women Should Be Entrepreneurs. Like we need any reasons, but here are a few. Make it impact. Women have unique insights and immense value that are sometimes best expressed outside of corporate career paths. Flexibility, work-life balance doesn't exist in the same way working in corporate 9-to-5 job as it does when you can control your own schedule. Speaking of control, you can set your own rates, charge what you're worth. Women also have a keen sense of what's missing in a market. They can innovate and fill demand for a specific product or service. Following a passion, entrepreneurship allows women to pursue the exact niche that they thrive in. Circumventing the glass ceiling, don't need to go into that, and having more control over your career. As an entrepreneur, you're in the driver's seat. You have more control over who, what, where, and when you work. Hear. Coming up next week on Next Chapter Raise, Nicole is presenting Pitching Fundamentals on October 13th. That's brought to you by the Women's Entrepreneur Network. The session will include key slides to include in a pitch deck, the 3 steps in delivering a pitch presentation, the difference between TAM, SAM and SOM to explain your customer market, and the different data customer points that investors expect you to include, including customer acquisition costs and lifetime value. Not to be missed. In the meantime, have a great weekend and see you next time on The Wrap.